All right, so we got a little bored here. So we'd already done our TKS, so we done 12-ounce sports. Tyler Kuehl here, the inside of the insiders, by the way, alongside Peyton Turnage. This is not an official show. We've been sitting here for like what 40. Well, let's see. Our show ended at 7. We've been sitting here for an hour just talking about stuff, and we thought, you know what? Let's do a dumb live thing, eh? Let's just chat it up a little bit. Peyton, well, let's give an update on the scores here. That we got going here. We have Tampa and Florida, 5-3 Bolts right now. They've scored. It's been a wild game. It was 2-0 Florida. Tampa reeled 3 unanswered. Florida came back to tie it. Now Tampa's got back-to-back power play goals. They're up 5-3. The game, also the first game of the day, the Islanders and Pittsburgh. That game right now, I think, is through 2. Actually, they're just still in the second period. 1-0 Pittsburgh in that one. The game I have on the screen here in the studio, Peyton's a little ahead of me, but it's Montreal and Toronto, and Montreal up 1-0 right now, a goal from Josh Anderson. But the story right now, Peyton, coming out of this is John Tavares. Kind of break it down for people that aren't watching right now, to explain to them what happened.
So John Tavares took the puck past his defensive blue line, got bumped down on a hit by Ben Sherratt, and in the process of falling down, he was kind of spinning around, and right there was Corey Perry, skating full flight, trying to get to the neutral zone, and Perry's knee made contact with Tavares' forehead. Just a total accident, but very scary situation.
Yeah, and I do apologize. We went black on our screens for a second. That's because I forgot how to have it set up when we do Google Chats. No, yeah, and the crazy thing was you weren't watching it yet. We were just talking, and I saw Tavares get bumped, and then I see Corey Perry get tripped up, and I thought they ran into each other, which they did, but oh boy, I've seen it. Well, we remember last year in the bubble when Jake Muzzin had his neck injury. It was a precaution why he got taken off on the stretcher. But I don't know, Peyton, how many times have you seen it where a guy has gone straight, like you could, and as I describe it, lights are on, but nobody's home?
It's very rare. You don't normally see that these days, because some of the dirty hits have been taken out of the game. So if it does happen, something terrible occurred because it's so rare. Sorry, I'm watching the end of the second period. Who's Florida having net now? Is it Drieger?
Let's see. Don't tell me it's
Drieger.
Okay, they kept Drieger in. I don't know if you're gonna. Well, Bob's on the bench, so unless Bob's just falling out of favor.
I was gonna say they kept showing Bob on the bench, so I didn't know if they had switched to him at one point or not. But I guess not. But
it's anyway. one of those things that if he gives up another, I think they pull him. Because it's still a close game. You never really see goaltenders get pulled in a close game. They
do it going into the third period to kind of change the energy a little bit.
We'll have to wait and see for sure. But crazy stuff going on in this Montreal-Toronto game as well. Of course, this one we mentioned when we did our show. There's no fans here, but Sid Sixero, and I mentioned this when I was talking to Peyton, probably the most honest tweet regarding this game. Now, I'm watching this game muted because, I could probably turn on just a little bit. You probably still won't hear it, but he said, "I've never heard the life get sucked out of an empty arena." Like that was, and it's so true because like Matthews was in tears and Marner was emotional about it because like that's their captain. Like it's so crazy to see something like that happen.
Yeah, and you saw it for a little bit too afterward that Toronto had to take a second to really adjust and get back in the game. They allowed a goal right after it. It's just so scary when something like that happens. And I'm sure, with a full crowd, had there been one, I'm sure you could still just hear a pin drop. By the way, they're on the power play right now, and they're just firing away and can't get it past Price.
Oh, I'm not surprised whatsoever. My brother just tried to call me. Let's see. What's he up to? He's trying to talk. I'm like, hey, I'll just hook. I don't know I think you should be able to hear it. I'm like, I'll just hook him up here, and I'll probably have to put an earbud in so I can hear him. Now the reason why I thought, this would be kind of cool to do like not like a live reaction, but more or less just talk because we were talking about people that we have met, and you mentioned you met none other than Robert Cole, better known as Bob Cole. Hold on. All right, hold on. We're gonna do this. Hold on. Give me 1 second here.
Oh God.
Alex is going to enter the conversation, not on video, just on the phone. I'll have to mention it here. Hold on a second. All right, let me hook him up here. He's gonna be so confused because I think he just got off of work as well, so he'll be rattled.
Tell him he's been replaced.
Tell him he's been replaced. I will. Hold on. Let's see. Should we call him?
What do you got for me, Skipper?
Hello, Alex.
Hello.
Alex, you there?
Yes.
Can you hear him, Peyton?
Yeah,
Can
I
I
can
hear a
actually. It's
fan?
amazing.
What? Can you hear what?
I can hear the dial
What'd you
tone.
ask? I can hear a fan.
You're hearing a fan, Alex?
No.
You're hearing a fan?
No, I am not.
Peyton, can you hear Alex?
me? So I can hear Alex fine.
Oh, Alex. Oh, shoot. I just realized Alex probably couldn't hear you. So Alex is asking. I have to play kind of moderator right now because I realized that. Because Alex, we're doing like a weird, dumb live thing. Peyton Turnage and I, your favorite guest we've had on the show, the one you can't even say his last name right.
Turnage, the voice of Alabama Huntsville hockey.
Formerly.
Yeah. Oh, yes. He mentions formally. I forgot that he can't
Wow.
hear you. I wonder if there's a way to make this work. So Alex asked what happened with John Tavares. So we're going to quickly explain here to Alex. John Tavares gets bumped in the neutral zone, falls down. As he's falling, though, Corey Perry hits him, not on purpose, completely accidental, hits him in the head, knocked out unconscious.
You know, I would like to take this back to the Winter Classic between Nashville and Dallas.
Oh, wow. Gonna send Corey Perry? Good
You said
Lord.
Corey Perry, and I automatically thought headshot. So
Here, actually, Peyton, you have your phone by you?
Yes.
All right. We're going to do this.
are you live right now? Like, actually?
Like live, yeah.
Oh, dang. Hi, everyone.
Hold on a second. We're
Hold on. I'm plugging my phone. Wow, you were really trying to make this work.
I am making. Well, Alex is involved in this now, so now we got to merge. All right,
All right.
just keep your phone by you because you can hear Alex on the board. All right,
Yeah. Okay.
Alex.
Perfect.
So you can hear Peyton now, Alex.
Can I?
Peyton,
Can you?
Here, Peyton talk.
Guten Tag.
No, I still can't hear him.
Okay, here. I got this. Okay.
Okay.
Guten Tag. How about that?
Oh, that's better.
Okay.
This is
So I
interesting.
I gotta keep my phone by my face.
There you go.
I have to. Yeah, so I have to have Peyton. I turned off your video audio because all of a sudden I hear echoes and I'm like, oh gosh, oh they just showed it again. Good Lord, that Tavares hit was dangerous. It's so freaky because like it was completely accidental. It was a good clean hit in the neutral zone, and then Perry just back checking, and then
He was running up ice, and then his knee made contact with Tavares' head.
yeah, and a good move by Corey Perry to come over and give Tavares a tap. Tavares gave a thumbs up, and then the strangest fight. We forgot to mention this, Peyton. The strangest fight that ever happened. Nick Foligno comes over and says, "Hey," and he's like, Corey Perry's like, "Okay." That's all it probably said. Like, Corey Perry gets the game, gets it. But here's the thing: it wasn't a dirty hit, Alex. That's the crazy thing about all this.
Well, are you talking about the fight, or did he get a penalty from it?
He didn't get a penalty. No one got a penalty. It was just a complete accident. I'm saying, but Alex, you're the. I mean, well, we had the famous episode when you went full scale. Enforcers need to exist, but I mean, Foligno just kind of more or less, hey, you hit our captain. I know it was an accident, but I kind of have to fight you.
You know, in situations like that, it is one of those like obligatory things. Everyone understands what's going on. There's no malicious intent by Nick Foligno. I will say Foligno. My God, am I
Nick
a Boston
Foligno?
Am I a Boston play-by-play guy?
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah, Lou. Here's the Hulk.
No, I don't think there's any ill intent by Nick in that situation. Everyone's just going by the code. That's just how the game has been played, especially since the playoff game. Tavares has not been a player that has produced a whole. He's done well this season. I will say, as far as my expectations at the beginning of the season versus midway through versus start of playoffs, I would say John Tavares has played better than I expected him to. Purely on the basis that as players get older, I think, especially if you're a forward, it's very easy to get out of touch. If you're a defender, you can kind of go based off skill, stick length, that kind of stuff, kind of like what Zdeno Chara is. But then again, he's a genetic freak. But I really hope that for the Maple Leafs' sake in rounds 2 and 3, that Tavares gets back healthy really quickly.
I don't know about that, Peyton. That looked gonzo for a while.
Yeah, that's definitely a series ender, playoff ender for sure. That's he's not coming back.
But,
dang.
So, hold on. So, Alex, if you're going to stick around here, are you sticking around, or you just wanted to hear the latest?
Oh, I can stick around for a bit. It's been a hot second since I've been on TKS programming.
Yes, I make sure I put on there Alex Kuehl, former host. I have to make sure I specify that. So Peyton,
former TKS personality.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, so Peyton, before you rudely interrupted Alex, Peyton Turnage was about to tell apparently the greatest story in the history of mankind, where he met Bob Cole. Peyton, what do you mean you met Bob? Did you meet Bob Cole? The Bob Cole, the man, the myth. He's not a myth, but he is a legend. Bob Cole.
All right. First off, did you turn my microphone off and I need to do off phone audio?
Oh no one can hear your mic audio right now.
Okay, let me do this real quick then.
Is it too much? It's too much for him. It looked good. It looked good, cool. It looked like proper with the mic.
Got to readjust everything.
Well, I'm trying. I'm completely wrecking his stuff.
Never mind. We're just gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this so he can hear me the best. Okay, so so I met Bob Cole. It was I've met you. I've met Steve Dangle. I've met Adam Wilde. I've met a lot of people who you would think had met Bob Cole, but I'm the one out of all these people that have met him. So it was with the National Junior Predators NA3HL team in November of 2014. They were playing a game at Bridgestone Arena on a Saturday morning. So we go to the arena. I go downstairs on the event level with the players. I'm hanging out with JP Dumont and Pete Weber, and they're talking about the old Buffalo days. And I go back upstairs for a little bit in the main arena bowl. Elliot Friedman is there. A lot of the CBC types. This is why. I'm sorry. I skipped the big detail. The Preds were playing the Jets that night. It was a Saturday.
They were just Bob Cole and all these guys were just at a junior Preds NA3 game. Totally.
Sorry. Yeah, so there was a practice for the Preds and the Jets. They went to warm-ups and all that, and the junior game was going to be after that. So you had Elliot Friedman. Who is the analyst that used to do Leafs games? The goalie. Oh, shoot.
Greg Millen.
Greg Millen, yes, who's one of the nicest people I've ever met. So
most Adam Wilde thing you could say right there.
I'm Peyton Turnage. I'm the junior announcer, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's cool. He probably didn't care. But I was like, so who are you doing the game with tonight? And he goes, Bob Cole. I'm like, Bob Cole? Really? And I was like, is he up here? He was like, he's probably downstairs. You can probably catch him before he leaves. So I immediately hurried downstairs. Like, I was like, pew! Didn't even say hi to Elliot, which is a lifelong regret of mine.
Good buddy.
So I got to get downstairs. So I get to the event level, and the Jets players have changed out of their uniforms. They're in street clothes. Evander Kane is sitting at a table talking on the phone. I assumed he was agent because he got traded not long after that.
Right.
And then I just stumble across the legend, Bob Cole, which that day in Nashville, it was a rare 6-degree day. So he's wearing a giant trench coat, and he's asking me where all this cold weather came from. And So I just walk up to him. I go, Bob Cole. And he's like, how are you doing? You know, the old Bob Cole voice.
How are you doing? Bob Cole here. All you fans.
How are you doing? You know. And so I just talked to him, and of course I give him the whole, I'm Peyton, I'm the junior announcer, blah, blah, blah.
I'm Peyton Turnage. I broadcast the hacky.
Yeah, pretty much. He was probably like, yeah, right. And so I talked to him about things, and I was like, have you ever done a game in Nashville before? And to my knowledge, I don't think he had. And so anyway, we go back and forth, and he finds out that I'm a Predators fan. And I look at him, he's got his lineup cards on index cards.
Yep.
And he goes to me, and he goes, maybe you know this guy. Can you tell me what his name is? Is it Yarn Croc? I was like, well, he just joined the team last year, and I say Yarn Croc, but everybody else is Yarn Croak. So I think it's Yarn Croak. And he goes, so you don't know? I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's Yarn Croak. He goes, yeah, but you don't know. I was like, no, it's Yarn Croak. And so
Bob Cole's telling you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much. That was so awkward. Like, I was not expecting this. By the way, he has like the hairiest hands known to man. Like, he's got bear paws. But anyway, so the game happens that night, and I go home and I watch the highlights. And the very first highlight that comes up, the puck taken through center by Yarn Croak.
He's so confused. Like, I think this random kid that I met earlier today said it correctly. Yarn Croak.
Yeah. So that's my Bob Cole story.
You told Bob Cole how to say a guy's name. Congratulations.
It was in my Twitter bio for a while, but
I met Bob Cole.
Yeah. I taught Bob Cole how to say Yarn Croak.
You can put that on your LinkedIn. You were a former dictation specialist for Bob Cole
for Hockey Night in Canada. There you go. Intern.
Turns out they had other people that they employed that may have needed my services.
Sheesh.
Don Cherry.
Oh, Don Cherry. Literally, like, the thing was, like, Don Cherry was just a stubborn kid. You told him to do one thing, he's going to do the other. It's like, it's Manny Legacy, not Legacy. Manny Legacy with 4 or 5 big saves in that first period. That's just how he was, though. That was Don. Don was not there to say names correctly. The only reason why I said Sidney Crosby correctly was because he's a good Canadian kid, he's our guy or whatever. Like, he probably said Foligno with Mike Foligno. Mike Foligno, Buffalo.
Yeah, but then again, Ron McLean's from Red River.
Red River. Not Red Deer, Red River. But, no, okay, well, let's see. I met Erik Karlsson and Joe Thornton last year at the GLIs. It's 3-1 Pittsburgh right now, by the way, over the Islanders, for those that are keeping track in the second period.
Big lead.
So I met Joe Thornton, Erik Karlsson. Joe Thornton I just said hi to. Of course, I met Craig Button and embarrassed myself at the under-18s. That was great. Alex, Alex, tell Peyton how you chickened out when you saw Darren McCarty.
Okay, for the record,
Alex is a scaredy cat.
It was not chickened out. So, Peyton, you probably know who Darren McCarty is, because anyone who's ever known who fights in the NHL knows who Darren McCarty is. He has upgraded himself from just doing like podcasts and doing different media stuff, but he's taken on the role of being one of the in-house personalities for the Red Wings Live, for the Red Wings games. And so they just got off a segment doing like in between, like, I was thinking the second and the third period. And he got done, and there's a bunch of people that are just sitting there waiting to, like, get his autograph, say hi to him, all that kind of stuff. And McCarty's rocking his now staple mohawk thing that he's got going on, and his ever existing soul patch. And I'm sitting there, and girlfriend Katie's like, hey, isn't that the guy that you like who beat up the other guy? Yeah, that was Darren McCarty.
He's
He
one guy that beat up the
Boston
other guy who beat up this guy. Yeah, exactly.
You know the guy. You know.
Well, she said, isn't that the guy that beat up the Colorado goalie? And I said, no, that was Brendan Shanahan.
No, that was Mike Vernon, or Chris
Well,
Osgood,
Brendan Shanahan,
or almost
then
Dominic
Mike-
Hasek.
Then Mike Vernon, but no. Said, yeah, that's Darren McCarty. He beat the crap out of Claude Lemieux. And he said, well, why don't you go say hi? And I said, well, I mean, there's a bunch of people right there. He just got off the segment. He's like, well, go be one of the people. Say hi to him. I said, no, I'll get him later. There's plenty of hockey games. Well, I'll see him. He does stuff. So that was my story of chickening off of Darren McCarty because I was actually scared to be like, Mr. McCarty, I love you.
Well,
And Lord knows he would have been a teddy bear. He would have been so approachable.
oh, he's
I know. Well, he's as much as a stoner as Rob Van Dam. He destroyed the Forest Hills Northern.
No, it's Forest Hills Central, Alex. Forest Hills Central locker room.
The Forest Hills Central locker room with who else was there? Oh my God.
Red Berenson was in the same room. That's the crazy story. That's the crazy. So, Peyton, do you know this story? You don't know this story, do you? So, a couple years ago, the Red Wings had an alumni game at Patterson Ice Center, home of Davenport, and we had a game
at alumni game.
He was playing an alumni game against like some old Forest Hills Northern Eastern Central guys, and they were staying in the Forest Hills Central locker room, a high school locker room. And
they were playing against a team of Grand Rapids Firemen.
No, well, there's and a couple other and some other, those guys. I don't remember exactly what the team name was, but anyways, like Red Bear. So the team had like Red Berenson, great Michigan legend coach Red Berenson, Dave Coulier from Full House was there.
No.
I don't know how. He's a big Wings fan. I don't get how that came around though. I forget who the goaltender was for the trip, but a couple other old Red Wings were on there. So, and Darren McCarty is just ripping a blunt in the Forest Hill Central locker room. Red Berenson's in there and everything. Right?
Oh.
And I've been in that locker room. It's got ventilation, not a lot though. And it's so hilarious. And Phil Wendecker, who I've known for a long time, he played at Davenport. He was one of the rink managers, and he went in there ballsy AF. He starts yelling at Darren McCarty for ripping blunts inside a high school hockey locker room. And the best part was the Red Wings leave the locker room. Forest Hill Central, who was on the road that night, came in to probably the weirdest smelling locker room ever. And I wonder, without the story being told, I wonder how many eyes were looking around to say, all right, who came in here and did this? I still remember, because I was there calling a game, and I remember seeing him walk out, and I see Phil storming in there and storm back out mad as hell. And that's when I found out what happened. I'm like, oh, you Darren McCarty. Who's going to tell him no, though? But
That's almost as bad as the one time that Darren Payne was at Patterson Ice Center running around asking who ran this frickin' joint.
Darren Pang?
Yeah.
When the heck
Did
was
you not know that story?
Apparently not, Alex. Elaborate for the children at home.
So, I heard it from one of the...
Oh, so you weren't even there.
No, I like hearing stories. I like talking to people. So one of the Zamboni guys, one of the guys that does facilities at the rink, we were talking one day, and he's like, yeah, there was this weird, like, little man just running around the other day, and he's just yelling, asking for a manager, like, who runs the show, and, like, he wants to talk to people and that kind of thing. And I was like, well, like, what did he look like? And he's like, small bald dude, looked like he was wearing blue stuff. And I said, I pulled up a picture of Darren Payne. He's like, is that this guy? He's like, yeah, no, he was yelling at me, asking, like, for the keys to locker rooms and stuff. I was like, huh, okay. Well, by the way, you just met Darren Payne. He does hockey sometimes on the TV.
On the tube.
Like NBC. Sometimes, you know. They said, oh, Well, he's kind of a prick. So, Darren Payne, if you hear this, I don't think you're a prick, but apparently you ran roughshod at a Grand Rapids hockey rink.
Apparently you annoyed some people by saying dumb stuff. That's what's funny too. Like I've heard those stories. Like people just like you run like when I met Steve Yzerman in the bathroom, and I didn't know what to say other than for some reason I didn't recognize it was him. And what do I say? Geez, this bathroom line's long. What is this? The girls' bathroom? I think he laughed, but I just remember like when he walked out, I'm like, that was Steve Yzerman, wasn't it? Son of a gun. I just said that to Steve Yzerman. And of course, my wife, what does she say? Did you get his autograph? We were in the bathroom.
Hey, I don't know if you could sign it with your other hand, but if you could address it as the captain to the little boy who is talking 2 cells over, I greatly appreciate it.
Hey, Steve. Yeah, here, just reach over when he's in the urinal. Hey, Steve, can you sign this for me? Can you sign this thing of toilet paper?
Florida's made it a 1-goal game off a Patrick Hornquist goal, and Bobrovsky is in net. So it's 5-4 Tampa.
So Bob did start. So the problem is I can't turn the game on now because I have you guys on the phone here. Thanks, Alex, for ruining everything.
Hey, you didn't have to bring me in. I could have I did my bit, say hi to everybody, and get out, but no. You just had to decide to have the best part of the show back on.
No, yeah,
other
sure.
than Peyton Turnage, of course.
Ah, there you go. What a big suck up there. Are you saying that just because you didn't even say his last name correctly the first time we had him on? Or when the first time you were on with him?
Peyton Turner.
We got Peyton Turner on the show. Not even his name.
My God.
Not even close.
Well, you know what? I messed up. No, I'm sucking up because, in all honesty, hey, I wasn't on the show and I didn't have your contact info. But you hate to hear what happened to the program down there. Nobody likes hearing stuff getting shut down.
Well, it's not totally shut down. It's suspended for a year, but there's that whole shenanigan again.
Well, you know
the
what?
chances of coming back are slightly slim.
Slightly slim.
Well, here's the thing, Tyler, and you know this from experience. Like, if a program gets shut down, especially at an intercollegiate level or high school level, wherever, if there's education dollars being involved, it's likely that it's not going to come back. Or if it does come back, it's going to be stripped to bits, and it's not going to be anything to what it used to be. I mean, for Pete's sake, that Davenport's been blessed, honestly, with having 4 hockey programs. But if for some reason Daddy Paul Loudon decided to cut one, I honestly think that he would never bring one back. As much as he loves hockey and as much as he likes seeing local players getting chances to keep playing after high school, like no one's gonna want to watch a D3 hockey game. Nobody wants to watch one now. Half of those players is just varsity high school.
Yeah,
that's what D3 and NCHA or frickin' what's it? ACHA.
NCHA. I don't even know the letters, but that's what it's all about.
Well, Davenport is a part of however many freaking conferences now.
Well, okay, I don't count the non-varsity because there's too many. Because like there's the rugby one, the water polo one.
It's still part of the 26 varsity and non-varsity programs that Davenport has.
Yeah, Peyton, you think it's tough there for UAH. Davenport's got you beat by a long shot. We have like 40 programs now. It's ridiculous. And 2 SIDs.
Yeah, it's hockey in some capacity.
Yeah, 4 hockey teams, which is technically non-varsity. It's crazy. No, I don't know. That's why it's like, oh man, I see St. Thomas coming on. I'm kind of excited for St. Thomas because they have they're gonna have from what I know, they got a good recruiting class coming in. Pat Micheletti on Monday said that they're gonna be good in 2 to 3 years. So I know how you feel about St. Thomas, Peyton, not because of the school, because of the amount of teams in the new CCHA, but it's hey, you know what? They'll add another team. It'll be perfect. Then UAH will be the 10th team. There you go.
Maybe I'll feel better about them if they hire me.
There you go.
Listen. You think you're the only guy going for that job in St. Paul? I've been poor Gene. I'm probably pestered him enough where he just won't hire me, but I'm gonna give it my shot.
Minnesotans stick together, so they hire their own kind.
That's why I'm not confident that I'm gonna get the job, but I'm gonna keep
Why
email.
Minnesotans? One reason why Minnesotans all look the same too. They don't stray too far from the nest.
they all date their high school sweethearts from Medina. And what's the other rich neighborhood out there in Minneapolis? My buddy used to live there. I can't think of it. If you name
St. Cloud.
What?
St. Cloud.
No, not St. Cloud. That is not a rich neighborhood. I mean, it's got some nice parts, but like that is up there, St. Cloud. But no, Minnesota would have been really cool. Wife and I were just gonna move there because she wanted to work at Mayo Clinic. I don't know if I would have ever gotten there, but I'm like, that'd be cool to call the Minnesota State championships. Those are, you get on TV for those, man. That's big time up there.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you called those games, you'd have to have like guys right before they came on the ice, like with a tape measure, measuring them flows, or now the bullets that are in style. I guess it's the thing now where high school hockey players have to look like Billy Ray Cyrus with their achy breaky hearts.
Oh, the Minnesota High School Hockey League. Yeah, that's
The Minnesota.
Boy, I tell you, if I could ever grow that hair out again, I would try, but I can't. Back in the day, maybe.
You would look like a dwarf.
I looked like a hobo. I looked like a lost. I was a very tall hobbit. Or tall Frodo Baggins is what I looked like with my beard. With
You
my
look like if a hobbit and an elf had a baby.
What were you saying, Peyton?
That baby had a baby with a hobbit and a dwarf.
Peyton, you got anything to follow that up?
My hair naturally curls once it gets to a certain length, so no telling how I would look if I was in the Minnesota League. But
I would not have. Well, those kids like style it though. Eh? Like mine just grew out like a ugly mop that had been left in the store for like 5 years and never touched. That's how bad it was.
It's all about taking care of the hair. You gotta protect the flow.
Protect the flow. Alex, you never had a flow.
Heck yeah, I did.
Hey, there we go. Willie Nylander. Tie game, 1-1. All right. No need to panic, everybody.
Hey, how about that Canes though?
Oh no.
With this phone connection jerry rig setup, it's created sensory overload. So I'm gonna hop. I'm gonna get me some dinner.
All right.
So thanks for having me on the show again, Tyler. Alex, great talking with you again.
Yeah, we'll probably
get my name right next time.
Yeah, exactly. We'll probably duck out here.
You gentlemen have a great night.
Yeah, you too, Peyton. Alex, have a good one. All right.
All right.